we're going to start tonight by looking at the latest in the superhero franchise, the Marvels. Who was going to introduce the Marvels? Oh, I was going to introduce the Marvels. So in the Marvels, we have Brie Larson back as Captain Marvel, and joining her are Teyonah Parris as Captain Rambeau, who gained her powers, if you remember, in the WandaVision TV show, and Iman Vellani, who is Miss Marvel in that TV series. And in the Marvels, they generally get their powers interchanged, as you will see here.
Okay, so our powers are entangled. I can manipulate light energy. And you, I could totally show you. No! Not again! Hi. Where's our daughter? Wherever you were.
So, don't know if we'll have different opinions on this. I think we've all seen the Marvels. Have we?
Well, I haven't seen it yet, Bob.
You have
Sorry.
not seen it yet. Okay,
I haven't
right.
seen it.
So, Scott, why don't you start? What's your view?
Okay, well, I'm going to start off by being the controversial one here and saying that I absolutely loved this movie.
Oh.
So, for me, going into this one, Captain Marvel has been my lowest ranked MCU movie. However, Ms. Marvel has been my highest ranked MCU TV series. So something was got to give here. And thankfully, it was the positive. I thought for me, this film was led by 3 incredible performances. I thought that Larson came back with a much better performance than she did in the first movie. I thought that Paris was a good addition in terms of the actual movie style and taking what happened from WandaVision into this. And then for me, the MVP was Iman Vellani as Ms. Marvel. Again, Kamala Khan, just like the charm that she showed in the TV series, I thought her and her family brought so much comic energy to this that it was just so lovable and so endearing to me personally to watch these characters again. I thought in terms of the action, yes, there's a lot of CGI, crashy smashy, flying around all over the place, but I thought it was really fun and entertaining for the most part. In terms of the narrative, I can see what the villain's perspective was. We've got Zawe, I think you pronounce her first name, Ashton, who plays a character called Dar-Ben. Now, she essentially she's got a vendetta against Captain Marvel for something that happened in the past relating to her own home planet, and she is out to seek revenge in order to try and help restore her planet to its former glory, or to former health in a way. And I thought this was a very worthy cause. It's one of those villains where you're like, yeah, she's doing evil things, but I can understand why.
Great and good.
I can understand. She's got a moral position that I can be like, she's trying to save her own planet. She's the hero of her own. She is the hero of her own story in this one. So I really dug that part of it. This film has so much comedy. There was maybe about 10 people on the screen that I was at, and I think for the most part we were all laughing. I knew that I was laughing sometimes out loud, and there's some side quests on here that felt like they were for me. I can't go too far into spoilers, except to say that there's a particular planet that involves... You're laughing already. You know what I'm talking about. That involves... Let's just say music and keep it at that. I absolutely loved that. I can imagine myself loving that planet. I actually found out this week that it's a rough storyline from an episode of Transformers in the 80s that did that. And that might be where they took it from. But that was so entertaining. I'm going to say the word memory. And again, absolutely made for me. Adored that scene so much. Super funny. It might be stupid. Funny. I've heard lots of people criticize these things that I found really funny, but I was all on board for it. And so, yeah, as a whole, the movie just was very entertaining for me, and unexpectedly so. And then we get to the mid-credit scene, which again I can't speak about, but I let out an audible gasp. No, I found myself, it happened, I went, oh! And then I quickly was like looking around at people beside me because I was like, oh, I made a noise. But I was so excited by it, and it was like everything about this movie that I was told was so awful. I was like, I don't care. I had the best time. And yeah, my score is going to be very at odds with the majority of people on the internet.
Okay, that's interesting. That scene on the planet with music, shall we say, I agree, was really, really funny. There was a wonderful line exchange between Captain Rambo and Kamala Khan. You thinking of some really great fan fiction lines here for Captain Marvel, and she said, yeah, so much. And I thought there were some really good lines like that. Emma, you were laughing along with those bits. Do you agree with that?
I mean, Scott says controversial opinion. I say the right opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I had so much fun watching this. I said in the group chat, it was like, oh, what are you seeing today? I was like, I'm seeing the Marvels followed by the Marvels in 3D. For many reasons. I mean, the 3D was fun, especially in the other scene we won't talk about for spoilers. I mean, you don't need to see it in 3D, though.
No.
It's just a bit pointless these days. But I had so much fun. I enjoyed Captain Marvel for the retro side of it. So I did feel like that was missing a little bit, obviously bringing it right up to date. But having just watched the Miss Marvel series, I absolutely loved that. I binge watched it in a row, and so I was really looking forward to it. And Scott, as you said, that the Khan family are absolutely amazing. I love
it. It reminded me very much of the family in Blue Beetle, which was one of the things I liked about that film. It really kind of had a nice family vibe going on in that film, which I really liked, and I found the same here as well.
Yeah, great dynamic. And then I mean, they had a great dynamic no matter who they were in a scene with. I just thought they played off really well against everyone. And then obviously the three leads of this, again, all great together. I love the montage scene of the training montage scene,
yes.
Which I was like, oh, this is going to be terrible. But actually, I really started to enjoy myself. I was a bit sad that it was short, that short. But oh God, I don't really have a lot of quibbles about the film itself. Perhaps only the fact that obviously we don't know where Captain Marvel has really been, and so to get these bits of backstory just thrown in, which seems quite sudden. Obviously, the trouble with our villain, what happened to her on that planet. It felt a little, I don't know, a little out of left field, but ultimately, I just had a great time.
Can one of you, maybe more Marvel astute people, explain to me about the jump points and the little hexagons that appear? When did that technology come from, and when was it introduced in the Marvel universe? Because it kind of just said, oh, okay, they're doing this, are they?
Yeah, I don't know.
There is a very similar thing. Having just been to Walt Disney World and ridden the new Guardians of the Galaxy ride at Epcot, which is absolutely fantastic, I have to say. That includes that capability, that kind of hexagonal jump point thing. So, but I don't remember it being in the Guardians film. So I was a little bit confused as where this advanced technology came from that suddenly says, well, here it is. And I thought you might know.
I mean, it's from the power of the bracelet. So we've only seen the bracelet. Yeah, we've seen it in Ms. Marvel in the TV series about what she can do with it. But she's only new to it and she was learning what was used to it. Maybe this Dar-Ben just has more information and more knowledge about what it can do. And
but they seem to be, Nick Fury and the team seem to be using these jump points already before any of the plot in this film happened. So I got a little bit lost there about, I thought maybe there was something in one of the other series I haven't seen. Because I went into this having watched WandaVision, but not having watched Miss Marvel. So I was a little bit worried I was going to be a bit lost. But to be honest, I didn't need to worry. There was that nice little montage at the beginning. Very, very funny little kind of cartoon-based drawings at the beginning, which kind of filled in some of the gaps for you. And at the end of the day, all you need to know is that these three women with superpowers, and when this thing happens with the MacGuffin, they get basically switched and conjoined whenever they use their powers. And
I don't know if it was maybe because the only other series that I haven't seen, and I was going to try and do it before going to see this, but I prioritised Ms. Marvel, was Secret Invasion, which obviously crosses over a little bit with this, and I don't know whether maybe it was something in that.
I would agree with all of you. I mean, I thought this was a great film. First of all, just because of the fact it's almost entirely female driven, right? Nia DaCosta, first American woman of color to direct a Marvel film. 3 great leads. Even the 3 writers, which I think include DaCosta as well, are women. Even the music is written by a woman. I mean, it's girl power on show, which I thought was great. My criticisms, though, which is going to sound a little bit bizarre because it's one of my positives about the film. My positive about the film was this is 1 hour 45 minutes, which is the shortest Marvel film in history. My bladder was never in danger in this film. You could fit, in fact, you can fit 2 of these films into Killers of the Flower Moon's runtime.
Easily,
So that was really good. The problem is they tried to fit, in my opinion, 2.5 hours worth of plot into that 1 hour 45 minutes. And it was just bang, 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 bang. What the hell is going on? I didn't think the villain was particularly well introduced. There wasn't enough backstory behind the character. It just felt all rushed, and suddenly we were off doing something else and off doing something else. I mean, I had the same problem with the last Thor film as well. But this seemed worse because it was so condensed to me. So that was really my biggest criticism. I did enjoy a lot of the scenes. I did enjoy that memory moment particularly. So, yeah, mixed feelings. Bizarrely, I would have liked it to have been a bit longer and just slowed down a little bit and just filled out some of the rough edges. But I can understand how they had to do it. I felt there was too much plot in it.
So definitely could have knocked it up to the 2 hour mark.
Yes,
without any trouble.
Yeah, I think so. Scores on the doors for this one. I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10. Scott.
Well, I got a lot of criticism for a superhero rating of 8 out of 10 for The Flash. I'm going to get even more criticism for this one. I'm going 9 out of 10 for The Marvels.
Yeah, I'm going to look forward to that post. Okay.
I'll join you on that. It's a 9 from me.
Oh dear, that's going to make maths interesting. 9 and 9, 18, 25 divided by 3 is 8.33. I think it is. Yes. It is.
Sounds reasonable.
That makes the Marvels a superhero hit, which is good.